haven't been posting in a while because of things happening, but if you don't know me, Steve Pop Tarts, otherwise known as Toby. But yeah, I'm making a video today on why I believe the Gacha community, the Gacha Life Gacha Club community is toxic. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. As a quick disclaimer before I start, there's gonna be talk of like disturbing or upsetting topics. The list is very long, and I can't really even attempt to cover some of the triggering aspects, so I'm warning you in advance. But now that you have been thoroughly warned, let's get into the video. One of the many issues with the Gacha community is the ability to grow quickly within the fandom, along with the majority of its users being underage. This leads to situations along the lines of like Len Totally, who was a semi-popular adult creator who grew an underage audience and was interested inappropriately and was very sexual towards them. This is only one of the many instances of this being rampant in all of these communities, but especially within the Gacha community, hence the young audience. This ability to easily grow a platform could put children in danger. Oftentimes, you usually hear about an adult content creator taking advantage of a minor that's calling for justifiable backlash, but what happens when a minor is the big content creator? Most often than not, when a young content creator gets an abundance of an audience similar to them, be it good or bad, they get overwhelmed. They are also young, so they'll make mistakes like oversharing or just posting content that would be seen as offensive. Making offensive content with an audience that is either an echo chamber that will condone and allow the idea to be spread, or the opposite, with an audience of opposers that will rally against the creator, causing the creator to panic and make more mistakes to their reputation, especially as a minor. So in any way you cut it, having a young content creator cultivate and attempt to foster a huge impressionable audience is not really the best idea. Speaking of that offensive content, let's talk about the trends the people in this fandom partake in. The major issue everyone has with the gacha community is the sexual aspects both adults and children take part in while making these videos. It's harmful for the minors to make and watch that content, but I also think it's somewhat weird for even adults to be making sexual material in a kid's dress-up app. I mean, making characters in the app for that purpose Most
is
often than not, when acceptable, a but young using the content app to creator make gets sexual an content abundance of an just sort of audience seems similar like you're to them, trying be to it good or get children bad, to see they it. get overwhelmed. I'm not saying They're being also an young, adult, so they'll make gacha mistakes like content creator oversharing makes you or just predatory. posting content I'm that would be saying seen as offensive. making sexual Making content offensive content with an of audience kids that game is knowing either that there's an echo possibility chamber that will a kid condone and Googling allow the gacha idea life to be and your spread, video or image or being the tagged with opposite it with an is audience of concerning at the opposers. least. They'll rally against the creator, Besides the causing rampant the sexual creator to material in the panic and make more fandom, mistakes there's to their also an overwhelming reputation, issue of fetishizing, especially as a minor. specifically gay So in any way couples. you cut it, having a young Literally almost every content video you'll creator come across on cultivate and TikTok attempt to is a gay foster a huge relationship portrayed impressionable in a very audience is stereotypical not manner, really the best idea. usually revolving around the stereotype of a soft twink submissive role in the hard overprotective alpha dominant role. Considering the gacha community is full of impressionable minors, pushing stereotype of minorities is both ignorant and harmful to their respective pupils. Though the majority once again consists of minors, it makes sense that minors are ignorant in the way that they portray LGBT relationships, since they don't quite have a firm grasp on the concept. However, I know that it isn't just children that post this harmful content, which then calls them to question your own sanity and morals. This instance isn't unheard of in games whose main point of the game isn't romance, as we could see in such games as Genshin Impact or Danganronpa, which are two topics for their own very separate videos. Another issue with the trends is that most of the videos promote some sort of violence or romanticizes negative, and in some cases even illegal acts. Trends have followed themes of kidnapping, incest, though it was discouraging in most instances, murder, mass violence, drugs, and the list really does go on. Not even going to attempt to mention everything I've seen on the r/gacha cringe subreddit, considering that most of it seems like people trolling or obvious bait. Overall, the point is that by posting both sexual fetishization or any sort of harmful ideology behind an idea that actively harms the young audience taking all that content in, I do believe that everyone should have a right to voice their opinions and such, but do you really have to use a kids app to do that? Use Twitter like the rest of us. I'm sure someone would be very happy to hear your thoughts. Another thing I'd like to mention, while still somewhat being on the topic of art with the whole you have to edit these things that's not able to be provided in Gacha normally, but there's a lot of art theft and tracing. I know I just said it was a small, stupid issue, but it's still an issue nonetheless. The amount of tracing from artists seen in this community is very rampant. Stealing from other creators and posting it on TikTok or YouTube and compilations, I think, is stripping away completely from the original creator. Having a decent amount of hard work and then seeing your video get posted on some other social media platform and get triple the views is very discouraging. Even though most of this is done under the person's nose, when it is called out, almost nothing is done to correct the action or stop it from happening again. Copying happens so much that people watermark their videos to stop it from happening. I know, it's a community full of kids, but it's a good time to learn about how to copy someone else's art and make it look like you didn't. It's like a thing called artist inspiration. Another thing, trends revolve around copying someone's video, but when you copy someone's mini movie, it's like a bad thing. I don't really understand that. My last main issue with the Gacha community is the amount of drama going on. Yes, I understand that it's mostly kids interacting, getting mad over stupid things, but it's practically daily at this point. I was trying to look up rant videos made by the community, but there are way too many that are all fairly recent. I call this drama rather than allegations or evidence due to the nature of most of the content people are getting upset over. It consists of friend groups falling apart, couples breaking up, trace videos, trace art, just overall stupid things that are temporary and don't really matter at the end of the day. This drama can be solved in private, and honestly, I don't see a need to broadcast a person if it's not affecting many people, if it's something obviously petty. Now I know already that was probably too long of a video of me criticizing a group of individuals, but just hear me out for a minute. When I was younger, around the age of 13 to until like 16, give or take, I used to make gacha content too. Yes, I was a part of the group I shit on in this video. I made cringy mini movies that centered around dark themes, I made fan edits, and I even made suggestive content. I believe that with my knowledge of these trends in movies, I am a great candidate for advocating for the effect this content can have on children. Amino was a terrible place filled with terrible people and still is to this day, thanks to the service not giving a damn about its users, who are mostly underage. I've had multiple instances of unfortunate situations revolving around my time near people much older than me who made similar content to mine in that community. While yes, discussing people are everywhere within the community, I feel like the Gacha fandom is targeting the most due to its lack of central content creator group or group of creators that they could look up for responsibility. The ability for anyone to be able to grow is a great thing in the moment, but it can lead to unsuitable people taking up that position. It's a very large group of children who either at young ages and leave nearing adulthood sometimes create a constant stream of children for predators to prey on, even more so if they're highly respected content creators. I say all this as someone who has seen everything and has thought of going back multiple times to this community just for the sheer easiness of the content to be created and the amount of support you will be given. However, it's just a breeding ground of basically people to prey on children if they really so do wanted to. It's just an echo chamber, and honestly, I think the gacha community has a serious problem. I don't see it being fixed anytime soon. The best thing to do in such an environment is to take care of yourself, try to find the signs, get help if something does happen. Maybe even try not interacting with the fandom at all, because at the end of the day, your safety is more important than that 2D sprite you've just created. And I know they're kids, but like even some of the adults have like spelling errors, and that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know, that's just a personal gripe on my end. But here's a couple videos of my stuff over the years with like images and video clips because I think it's funny. Warnings for literally everything I said in this video. I'm pretty sure the first one has like self-harm, but it's all like gacha stuff that I've made when I was younger, so enjoy that.
Every time you cross my mind, you get right under my skin.